Okay, so today was actually a very important day for the bulls on overall large cap names. I was watching Microsoft, NVDA, Facebook, and AMD pretty closely. So let's start with Microsoft. We gapped down. This is daily over here. We gapped down below yesterday's close, but we reclaimed immediately because this is important for the bulls since we're at the 9 moving average on the daily. Now, we start off with the gap down, we push up, and right over here, 269.50, that is very important for the bulls. So let me zoom out, pull this out for you. As I said yesterday, I don't consider this to be the high of the range. I consider this to be a failed breakout. 273, mid 273s is the high of the range for me. Low of the range is 266. Now, this 269.50 is the pivot. So, right over here, you see held, 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 one higher, tested top, boom, gap down, held, held over here, top of the range, hold, right below, kind of holding, let go, bottom of the range. Now, this held, we came back up, we held, pushed up, and this red round over here, this was, what time is this at? Midday. Right over here, perfect. One leg, two leg, up, one leg, two leg, three leg, fourth leg, pull back into VWAP, right into the level, midway point pivot, and we move higher, right into the top of the range. Now, the bulls played their hand very well today. I do think that they could give this another push tomorrow. Let's see, I will be treating this top of the range like I usually do. I will be looking for a short tomorrow if the order flow confirms it. Now let's look at NVIDIA. NVIDIA's level is 187.50. So same thing, this is the daily, we gap down below yesterday's close, right into the 9 moving average, bought right up. So let me yank this out. Same picture as Microsoft. So to me, 181 is going to be the bottom of the range. 187.50 is high, and up over here, 194-ish, that's the high of the range. So, same thing. The pivot either holds, top of the range, pulls, holds, top of the range, holds, drops, holds, holds. So, unfortunately, I was not at my desk around this time, but let's zoom in here for you. So I took a short right over here just to see if they were going to respect this resistance and this support. I got out break even, so I got in. As we pulled down, came back up, I got out. So we close above on this 30-minute candle. We obviously close above on this 30, close above the pivot, above the pivot, above the pivot. We close at 185.60 here. And for example, let's come over here. If you were to grab a long down here, which is going to be hard, your finger has to be on the trigger. If you were to grab a long here, it's going to give you a nice 2.5, 3R. You're going to be sitting at break even. Boom, grabs your break even stop, and you see that we still close above the level, so you're good for a long. So this would have been a nice perfect long for a nice test a high day clear out. Now let's go to Facebook. So I was trying to apply the same thesis on Facebook. 193.70 is the pivot for me on Facebook, middle of the range. So 187.50 is going to be the bottom of the range down here. High of the range is going to be 200. Holding sideways, reclaims, holds, pushes, top of the range, drops, pivot, bottom of the range holds, comes back, reclaims the pivot, top of the range, let's go, boom, comes down, the pivot again. They get to close above, they try, but reverses, we come back to the bottom of the range, shoots up. There has to be news here. I'm not sure what the news was. Towards the end of the day, increased volume, massive leg up, and the market didn't do this yesterday. This was just Facebook, and they get to close above 190, 193.70s today on the what do you call it, 10 o'clock candle. And I looked for a pullback into the moving average on the 30, the 9 moving average for another leg up. I was pretty, I was up about an hour and a half over here. I want to break even. I said, okay, after this push, usually under VWAP, we're going to have another fake breakout, a fake breakdown, and then we can reclaim. So I got long again, came to stop me out for break even. The tape here just wasn't good, and then obviously we went sideways chop for a very long time until we actually had that breakout. Yeah, same thing on Facebook. Really, we gapped down below yesterday's close. Not much of a gap on Facebook, really, holding the moving average pretty nicely. We could really get above like 196, 197 tomorrow to test the top of the range again. So that'll be nice. But bulls are holding pretty nicely over here on large caps. Now AMD. AMD had a nice rejection off of its pivot over here. In the morning off 106.25. So bottom of the range for me is gonna be 103. So it was, if we look back, this was last week. So this was acting as the top of the range, held 100 pretty nicely. So the market just moves in ranges. That's the way I see it. So 100 was top of the range, rejected several times, and we got above it, held 103, tightness, accumulation, boom, comes back to 100, holds it, boom, now we're above. Now 103 is the bottom of the range, low 106 is like 106.20, 106.10 for me is the middle of the range, and then 109.40 is going to be the top of the range for me. So we had a beautiful push up into 106.25 today. It was on the 10:30 candle. So we gapped down below yesterday's close as well. Again, 103 is gonna be that 9 moving average on the daily. 625, that was the top for the day. So yeah, we rejected nicely off the 10:30 candle. This brought us right back down to the opening price that held pretty nicely. That's pretty much it. I could see us trying to push above today's high tomorrow. Bulls held the moving average pretty nicely on the daily, so we'll see tomorrow.